yet?
Well, all sorts of decisions are in the process of being made, and before this week is out, you will know all the TUV reform candidates across Northern Ireland, so you won't have very long to wait.
Yeah, we always like an exclusive on Sunday politics. You are clearly your party's single biggest asset. How would it make sense for you not to run, given that's the case?
Well, you're not going to trap me into answering the question whether I am or not. You'll just have to wait and see. I think it's important that TUV as a team is presented, and that is part of it. And, these are very significant elections because here we are electing a parliament which, amazingly, its writ doesn't run in part of the United Kingdom. We've seen that with 2 High Court rulings. This Parliament can pass legislation, say it applies to Northern Ireland, like on the legacy, like on migrants, and then the High Court, because of the overriding position of the protocol, can strike it down. So we're electing a Parliament, and this brings to the very forefront the key constitutional issue that I am focused on, that under the protocol we have been detached from the United Kingdom, and now we have a situation where Parliament can't even legislate for the United Kingdom because we're subject in 300 areas of law to foreign jurisdiction. It's a foreign Parliament, not the Parliament in London or in Stormont, that can legislate for much of Northern Ireland.
I'm sure that's a point that you will want to make time and again during the election campaign. Your party and Reform UK announced an alliance at your recent annual conference, and the plan originally, as I understand it, was that you'd run a candidate in each and every constituency. Now, that plan's in the bin already, of course, because Reform hasn't managed to get itself registered in time to deliver on that promise. Can you just be clear for us? Do you know at this stage how your candidates are going to be branded in this election?
Well, by virtue of the speed with which the election came upon, you're correct that Reform didn't have its formal registration in Northern Ireland completed, and therefore the branding will still be TUV Reform UK. We will still have the full backing of a national and growing party, and our candidates, I trust, will appear on the ballot paper as TUV Reform UK, and that will be the presentation and the opportunity for people across Northern Ireland to not just vote for candidates which are locally based, but candidates with a linkage, importantly, right across the United Kingdom. Because I think one of the failings of unionism has been to be far too parochial. And I think, we are part of the United Kingdom. We want to be part of that nation. We want to have a say about its defence. We want to have a say about its economy. We want to be involved in national politics. So I think we need to push aside the parochialism that has entrapped unionism for far too long. And the Reform link-up is an opportunity with a growing party in the UK to do that.
OK, DUP representatives, including, of course, the party leader Gavin Robinson, say they've been engaged in conversations with other unionist leaders about the potential for cooperation on July the 4th. Mr Robinson said on Friday he believes in unionist cooperation and would actively work with others to see if it's possible to maximise unionist representation. How is that conversation between the DUP leader and yourself going at this stage?
Well, first of all, can I correct Mr. Robinson? By Friday, when he said that, there had been no contact whatsoever with TUV, none. And it was only on Friday evening that there was contact made about one constituency, which I'm always willing to talk about, because that particular constituency has a tradition of trying to find a combined candidate. So
that's North Down, presumably, is it?
No, North Down, we've already declared our position of support.
So you're just to be clear about North Down, then you're definitely not running a candidate in North Down, and you're throwing your weight behind the former DUP, now independent unionist candidate Alex Easton. Is that right?
As we said on Friday, that we'd had discussions, Mr. Habib and I, with Alex Easton, and in consequence of that, we were endorsing and supporting him in North Down, believing it is important that Mr. Parry is removed from Parliament, and Mr. Easton is the best opportunity to do that.
Right, OK, and we'll see what happens as far as the DUP's position on that is concerned, whether it does or does not want to run a candidate. We know the Ulster Unionists are. The other constituency you're referring to then is Fermanagh South Tyrone, presumably looking for an agreed Unionist candidate there to win the seat back from Sinn Féin, whose outgoing MP, Michelle Gildernew, has indicated she's not running again. Is that right?
Yes, I think that's probably no secret. And I think the best idea in that would be a non-party candidate who could embrace the support of all unionists. If that can be achieved, well and good. But you know that's the vision and the mission at present. Whether or not it's obtainable, it remains to be seen because it only takes one of the three parties to say no.
So I just want to be absolutely clear. You're looking for a degree of unionist unity where you think the unionist vote can be maximised. But is it your position as the TUV leader that you will not back any DUP candidate in any constituency? It would have to be an agreed candidate, but not someone representing the DUP. Is that right?
We will not support anyone who can now be classified by virtue of the stance taken by their party as protocol implementers. TUV reforms stand as those outside the protocol implementation, and those opposed to protocol that's dismantling our union, that has put a border in the REC, that has subjected us to foreign laws and ruled by a foreign parliament. So yes, it follows we will not be supporting any candidate that takes a pro-protocol stance.
OK, interesting stuff. Lots to talk about in the weeks ahead. Appreciate your time today, Jim Allister. Thanks very much indeed for